the year 1106, the Ostrich Inn stood as a weathered sentinel at the heart of Colnbrook, its timbered walls steeped in the smoke and secrets of centuries. The village, little more than a cluster of thatched cottages along a muddy road, buzzed with travellers, merchants, pilgrims, and nobles, drawn by the inn's reputation for hearty ale and warm hearths. Its sign, a faded ostrich with wings spread wide, creaked in the wind, beckoning all who passed. Among its storied patrons, legend held that King John himself paused there in 1215, nursing a tankard of ale to steel his nerves before signing the Magna Carta at Runnymede. But beneath the inn's rustic charm lurked a darkness, one that would etch its name into the annals of infamy. John and Marjorie Jarman, the inn's keepers in the late medieval era, were a couple cloaked in false warmth. To the villagers, they were a model of prosperity. John with his booming laugh and Marjorie with her deft hands in the kitchen, serving frothy ale and steaming pottage. Yet their smiles hid a sinister ambition. The Jarmans had grown weary of scraping by on meager earnings. They craved wealth, and the steady stream of well-heeled travellers passing through Colnbrook offered a tantalizing opportunity. It began with a single act of desperation. A lone merchant, flush with coin from a successful trade, stayed the night in the inn's finest room. As he slumbered, John crept to the bedside, his heart pounding. The bed, a sturdy oak frame, concealed a devilish secret. A trapdoor, cunningly crafted by John's own hands, hidden beneath the mattress. With a silent pull of a lever, the bed tilted, and the merchant plummeted through the floor. Below, in the kitchen, Marjorie tended a massive cauldron, its contents not stew but boiling ale, simmering with a sickly, metallic temps. The merchant's screams were swallowed by the bubbling brew, his body dissolving into the scalding depths. By morning, his belongings were stripped, his coin pouch nestled in the Jarman's hidden cache, and his absence explained with a shrug. He left before dawn. The first murder was a thrill, a forbidden rush that awakened something in the Jarmans. One became 2, then 10, then dozens. Their method was flawless. John would ply the guest with ale laced with a soporific herb, ensuring a deep, unbreakable sleep. Marjorie would stoke the fire beneath the cauldron, her face impassive as she prepared for the night's work. The trapdoor would spring, the victim would fall, and the Jarmans would grow richer. Rings, cloaks, gold, they hoarded it all, burying their spoils in the cellar beneath sacks of barley. The villagers, oblivious, marveled at the inn's prosperity, never questioning the Jarmans' sudden penchant for fine clothes, or the occasional whiff of charred meat from the kitchen. By the time they reached their 59th victim, the Jarmans were masters of their grim craft. They had dispatched knights, clergy, even a minor lord, each vanishing without a trace. The inn's reputation grew, paradoxically, as a place of comfort, its dark secret buried beneath layers of hospitality. But greed, as it often does, bred carelessness. In the autumn of a year lost to time, Thomas Cole, a wealthy clothier from Reading, rode into a jovial man with a ruddy face and a purse heavy with silver. Cole was returning from a lucrative market in London. He chose the Ostrich Inn for its renown, tethering his fine bay stallion, Ember, to the post outside. John Jarman greeted him with a broad smile, pouring ale and regaling him with tales of the road. Marjorie served a platter of roasted mutton, her eyes lingering on the glint of Cole's rings. That night, as Cole retired to the finest room, the Jarmans prepared their ritual. The ale was drugged, the cauldron bubbled, and John's hand rested on the lever. But something went awry. Perhaps the dose was too weak, or Cole's constitution too strong. As the trapdoor sprang open, Cole awoke mid-fall, his shout echoing through the inn. He clawed at the air, grasping the edge of the trapdoor before plunging into the cauldron. His thrashing disrupted the kitchen, overturning a table and sending a poker clattering to the floor. Marjorie, startled, hesitated, and Cole's cries carried through the night air before the boiling ale silenced him forever. The Jarmans, shaken but resolute, disposed of Cole's body in haste. Rather than risk the cauldron's telltale stench, they dragged his corpse to a nearby stream, weighting it with stones. But they overlooked one detail. Ember, Cole's horse, was not in the stable. In their panic, they had failed to secure the beast, and by dawn, it was wandering Colnbrook's lanes, its ornate saddle gleaming in the morning light. The villagers recognized the horse at once. Cole had been a familiar face, his arrival heralded by Ember's proud gait. Whispers spread, and suspicion turned to the Ostrich Inn. A group of townsfolk, led by a stern blacksmith named Godwin, demanded answers. John Jarman, his charm faltering, claimed Cole had left at first light. But Godwin's eyes narrowed at the sight of Ember, tethered now by a nervous stable boy. "No man leaves without his horse," he growled. A search was organized. The stream, swollen from recent rains, yielded its grim secret. Cole's body, battered and pale, tangled in the reeds. The villagers stormed the inn, their torches casting flickering shadows on the walls. Marjorie's composure cracked as they tore through the kitchen, uncovering the cauldron's blackened interior and the trapdoor's hidden mechanism. John, cornered, tried to flee, but the mob was relentless. Dragged before the local magistrate, the Jarmans crumbled, their confession spilling forth like poison, 59 murders, each more brazen than the last. The trial was swift. John and Marjorie Jarman were hanged in Colnbrook Square, their bodies left to sway as a warning. The Ostrich Inn, once a beacon of warmth, became a place of dread, its name synonymous with betrayal. The village itself, some say, took its name from the Jarmans' final crime, Colnbrook, or Colnbrook, a grim reminder etched into the land. Centuries later, the Ostrich Inn still stands, its beams creaking with the weight of its past. Locals speak of restless spirits, guests who never left, their whispers mingling with the wind. The trapdoor is long gone, sealed beneath new floors, but the cauldron remains. A rusted relic in the cellar, its surface stained with secrets. And on quiet nights, when the fire burns low, some swear they hear the faint clatter of a poker or the distant cry of a man falling through the dark. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, follow, subscribe, and comment below.